Video replay is a growing trend in the world of sport, and gymnastics is the latest to adopt video replay to avoid officials making mistakes. It started at these World Championships and it centres on these handycams, the type of which you can buy at your local shopping centre. There's one of these on each apparatus, except for the Volt, it has two, and they continuously record the action. The vision comes through to a laptop computer. Again, each apparatus has one, and it's here that the two A judges sit. Now, the A judge's role is to determine the start value, in other words, how difficult the routine is. The routines that contain enough difficulty have a start value of 10, and that is what this system is about, checking the start value, nothing more. The other judges who sit around the apparatus are there to rule on the execution of what they see. But back to the video, if the two A judges are not sure if a certain skill was performed, they'll check on their laptop. Now, if there's still confusion, the judge will get onto this phone and contact the supervising judge for that apparatus, and he sits over there. It can take 5 seconds or 5 minutes, but eventually they'll decide the start value, and then the correct score can be determined, and hopefully everyone's happy and there's no controversy.
I think the word there, Adam, is hopefully. You're quite right. Well, there are the standings after the first rotation, and Emily Lepenik scoring at 9.512. Elena Zamolchikova is at 9.35. And you look down, you see Monette Russo currently in 5th place, and Nastia Lukin is currently in 7th with a score of 9.137.
And Lukin obviously has completed her weakest apparatus, and one of her strongest ones is coming up on uneven bars. She can score very high on this apparatus. She's beautiful lines and combinations that we're going to see on bars. Girls, of course, doing what's called a 30-second touch. They get 30 seconds on the apparatus just to get the feel for it before they start. And it's timed, and if they go over time, they can actually incur a deduction.
Prior to coming out, do they spend much time in the training room?
Yeah, about 2 hours warming up. They go through it as if they're competing out in the back gym. So they'll do a full rotation on each apparatus, warm up, and then they come out here and do it all over again, hopefully. Very well.
With a slightly bigger crowd and slightly more pressure. Anna Pavlova from Russia.
Had some problems on uneven bars to start, and she's quite a bit down the list. She's 16th at the moment.
Russians have an unenviable record, though. It's, well, enviable, I should say. It's extraordinary. 14 World Championship titles in this event, including the last 2.
This is one of her best apparatus. 9.35 in the qualification. She was the second best of these gymnasts in the qualification. And there she connects front aerial through the side salto and a little back dive half turn. Full turning flip, straight into a flip layout. That's a beautiful combination. Maximum split in those jumps as she needs to show. Controls that element well. Look, for a moment she might have a little trouble, but not for her. She needs every tenth she can get, so she needs to stick this dismount. Almost around. It should have been a triple twist, a little bit short.
Well, she scored very well in qualifying. In fact, was second behind Monette Russo. Anna scored a 9.350 in qualifying.
And here we see the full turning flip and connecting it straight into a flip layout. She picks up bonus points which add to her start value for those connections. Perfect positioning of the arms when she lands. They have to have a very strict positioning of arms to help them balance. Sometimes when they've had a mistake on an earlier apparatus, they relax a little bit and do better.
Well, she's looking to improve on her 16th place after the first rotation. And she does describe the beam as being one of her strongest apparatus, the other being the vault. Chelsea Memel.
She was actually world champion on this apparatus in 2003. Got into the team as an alternate, and there were some injuries and sickness in the team. She got to compete, and lo and behold, she was world champion, equal world champion with teammate Holly Vise. So she's a great worker on bars, and watch for a very interesting skill into her dismount. A nice release combination. And another one. Now check this out. She's going to stoop in, push it up to handstand, and watch, straight into dismount.
Oh dear. Well, she scored 9.55 in qualifying, and that was the second best behind Lucan. She's going to score well here.
She should do. Very dynamic bar worker.
It's interesting, 5 of the 6 doing bars are now in the individual final.
She stoops in. She's now in a reverse or eagle grip into the dismount. This is going to score well.
Here's Anna Pavlova's score, a 9.362. That will help her cause, catapults her into second position at the moment. Now, Emily Lepennick, our first rotation leader.
Scored a very respectful 9.112 in qualifications. One arm flip, layout. Oh, she's off.
Oops.
And this is what we were talking about earlier. Absolutely no margin for error. You can only imagine what's going through her mind right now. I just get through the routine without falling anymore. And of course, the only way she can win a medal now is if everybody else in front of her falters. A little bit short on the triple twist. A very disappointing routine for Lepennick.
But we do know that strange things can happen in sport. We mentioned one, Stephen Bradbury, at the start of the evening. Chelsea Memel scoring a 9.537. Bang, she's shot to the lead. So at the moment, Chelsea Memel is our leader, but here is Nastia Lucan on uneven bars. And in qualifying, she led qualifying with a score of 9.562.
She has exquisite lines on this apparatus and some outstanding pirouette work. And straight into an endo, that full pirouette to an endo. She's going to have to do the routine of her life. Needs over a 9.7 to get into the lead. A little close on that release. Floats that release down to the low bar.
Oh dear. I'll tell you what, she's done pretty well. We'll take a break and come back and check her score.